Hello, welcome back to class. So we're going to get started right away in our lesson for today's class. Okay, so our lesson today is going to be A at the end, and you're going to love this lesson. It is just so enlightening. I'm going to teach you something that is going to apply to so many words that you're going to see out in the real world that you're going to be just excited about. I know it. So let's start with our phonemic awareness warm-up. This is what we did last time and what we will do every time from now on. You are right now going through the lessons with me as your teacher, teaching you everything that you need to know about every vowel. So in 1 month, you're going to learn all about A, and because it makes a lot of different sounds, and A is actually a very difficult vowel to learn. You're going to be learning all about A when it says A, ah, and so that whenever you come to an A in a word, you'll know what it says based on where it is in the word and the letters that surround it. That's going to take a whole month. Then we're going to take another vowel and talk about it for a whole month, for 8 different months. At the end, we're also going to I'm going to bring in other letters that can be kind of tricky, that can make multiple sounds, so that you can understand by the time this little 8-month block of instruction is over, you'll understand how to read pretty much any word. But first, let's do our phonemic awareness warm-up. So how many sounds are in cry? Count the sounds and make sure that you separate and put a nice, solid break in between each sound. So when you say it out loud, I want you to say it out loud. You're going to say, I'm just going to tell you the answer. The answer is I. Did you see how I had a solid break in between each sound? A wide enough break that you can like sit down in that break. You can just rest there. None of those sounds are touching. It's not cur. It's k, I. So there's 3 sounds in cry. Try that again in elk. And elk is a hard one, harder than you might think. How many sounds in elk? So elk has 3 sounds. It's difficult because a lot of people have a hard time separating the eh from the o. They think L is 1 sound, but you have to really remember, we're talking about phonemes. This is phonemic awareness. Phonemes is that smallest unit of sound that you hear in a spoken word. And elk has eh, and then the o, and then the k, 3 sounds. So how many sounds in sand? Sand. These are a little on the easier side because there's the same number of sounds as there are letters. That doesn't happen very often, especially in the ones coming up in the next lessons. But sand has 4 sounds. S, a, n, d. And what I really want you to concentrate on when you are isolating the sounds in a word, and you're going to notice that it's especially in the ones coming up, it's a lot harder than you might think to do that, to count the sounds correctly. So here's a tip on how to know where one sound ends and one sound begins, another sound begins. And that's to pay attention to the shape of your mouth. So for instance, sand, my mouth made 4 different shapes, also being aware of what your tongue is doing. So for instance, sand is s, then my mouth changes shape to ah, then my tongue goes to the top of my mouth and says and then we make that d sound. S, a, n, d. 4 mouth shapes, 4 sounds. That's a really good way to determine where one sound and where one sound ends and where one sound begins. It's by how your mouth is changing from one sound to the next. Okay, so here I get to teach you this fun, great thing, A at the end. I love this because it is so common and it is 100% of the time. There aren't too many English rules that are 100% of the timers. They're always rules. So I love those when they happen, and this is one of those. So here's the rule. A at the end says always. So whenever you see an A at the end of the word, you're going to pronounce it Now that is what's called a schwa sound. And any vowel can change into the schwa sound, and I'm going to teach you when it does. For instance, this A is going to change to the schwa sound if it's the very last letter. Some examples are panda, China, America, Amanda, Carolina, Dakota, Canada. They're everywhere. So when A is the very last letter, it's going to change to the schwa sound and say Now that schwa sound is marked by an upside down E. If you want to practice making that, you're going to go back, down, up, and around. And upside down E is the symbol for the schwa sound. So let's practice our words and applying. So I'm going to grab my pencil. So what we do first is we circle our vowels. 1, 2, then we're going to mark them. So I come to the first vowel, I tap the next two letters. 1, 2. Yes, there's a vowel there. So yes, this says its name. A. And we just learned the reading hack for A at the end. A at the end always says which is marked by the schwa symbol, an upside down E. So when we pencil read that word, it sounds like A, K-pa, K-pa. Now you try yours. I'll be quiet while you work. So when we pencil read that word, we have A, This A is going to say A because one of the next two letters is a vowel. And A's at the end always say So the sounds are T, A, P, Dots and blend. It's tape-a, tape-a, tape-a. All right, let's try number 2. Circle my vowels. A is going to say because of the tap 2 rule. The next two letters are consonants. When that happens, that makes that short sound. That makes that vowel make its short sound. And A at the end says So when I pencil read this word, we have D, R, A, N, D, A. Duranda. Duranda. Okay, so when we pencil read this word, we have because that says because the next two letters are consonants. The A is going to say because it's at the end. So franda, 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 franda. All right, let's come over here and I will try my number 3. I'm going to circle, we have 3 vowels in this word. I'm going to circle all 3 of them. I already know my reading hack for A at the end. It says it's the schwa sound. So I'm going to come to my first vowel and tap 2. 1, 2. Yes, there's a vowel there. So yes, it's going to say its name, A. Do that again with the next one. Here's a vowel, tap 2. 1, 2. No, there's not another vowel there. So no, it's not going to say its name. It's going to say its regular short sound, And A's at the end say So look at this. This word has 3 A's in it, and they all say 3 different things, and you didn't have to guess or wonder what those vowels were going to say. You knew what they are going to say based on where they are in the word and the letters that surround it. So no more guessing. Isn't that wonderful? So when you pencil read this word, we have the, which is the most common sound for a G. I'm going to teach you when that G and when that C make its other sound, its soft sound, but that's in a different lesson. The most common sound is D. Full, A, S, A, When you see two of the same consonant, they only need one dot because they only make one sound. So when you combine those sounds, I'm going to go one sound at a time so I don't miss anything. So it's gl, glay, glace, glaca, glacan, glacana, glacana. Hopefully you're getting a smile on your face because this is getting just a little bit easier. It might have been hard in the last lesson and now you're getting to see, you know what? She's right. That is a little easier as the more you do it, the easier it gets as you go along. Okay, so let's circle your 3 vowels over here and mark them and I'll be quiet while you work. Okay, so this starts with a digraph. A digraph is 2 letters that makes one sound. SH says sh. So that just gets 1 dot. Sh. A. A. You knew that said A because one of the next 2 letters is a vowel. You knew that said A because the next 2 letters are consonants. And you knew that said because it's at the end. So sh, A, A. Go one sound at a time. Shay, shame, shama, shamap, shamapa, shamapa. So hopefully I wish I could see you so I could see the smile that hopefully you have on your face. In the next class, when you see all of the people on there, you'll get a kick out of seeing there. Yay, I did it. You'll hope I wish you were there, but at least you can see them and experience this for yourself as well. Okay, I am going to mark my next number 4, my next word. I noticed that there's another digraph at the beginning. SH says sh. Here is a vowel. Here's a vowel. Here's a vowel. Mark each of those so I know what sound they will make when I go to pencil read it. This A is going to say A because the next 2 letters are consonants. This A is going to say A because one of the next 2 letters is a vowel. And this A says because it's at the end. There's always a because. No more wondering. So when you pencil read this word, we have sh, A, N, A, D, Shanada, Shanada, Shanada. Go ahead and try yours while I'll be quiet while you work. Okay, so I know that A says A because of the next 2 letters. They're both consonants. I know that A says A because one of the next 2 letters is a vowel. And I know that A says because it's at the end. So when I pencil read this word, we have O, A, A, D, I'm going to go nice and slow. Nope, not A, April. It's A. See that? Marking. That's helps me remember what that A is going to say so I don't have to get that wrong or guess or wonder. Flameda. Flameda. Clamida. Hopefully you got that easier than me. That was wonderful. Clamida. Look at what you can do now. You know how to mark these vowels. You can read words like clamida and shamapa. So now you're going to take your time going through the extra practice words, just like we did up there, marking your vowels and pronouncing them one letter at a time if you want to. And then when I see you next time, we're going to go over what those are. So I promised you that I would tell you what the extra practice words were for last time. So I will pull that up now. Here they are. So last time your extra practice words were number 1. I'll say it 2 times. You can say it with me the second time, making sure that you heard it correctly the first time. 1 is gat. Gat. 2 is ramp. Ramp. 3 is class app. Class app. 4 is tab. Tab. Remad. 6, shatad. Shatad. 7, trainastad. That one took me a second. Trainastad. Those 2 A's are both going to say a. That is going to say a. So trainastad. Number 8, playsamtrad. Playsamtrad. 9, laytandram. Laytandram. Lampack. Lamp. So for today, you are going to, for today's homework or extra practice, you're going to go over today's extra practice words. Then I'll meet you over in the next class. I'll see you over there. Job well done today.